Hi everyone, welcome to English Story School, where we unlock the magic of language through captivating stories. Have you ever stood at the edge of a significant decision, your heart racing with uncertainty, wondering if you truly have what it takes? Let me take you into the world of Mia, a young woman bursting with dreams, yet ensnared by a relentless cycle of self-doubt. She adored painting, but a nagging voice in her mind whispered that her art would never be good enough. One day, while exploring her attic, Mia stumbled upon an old, forgotten canvas. Something stirred within her. A flicker of hope ignited. She hesitated, but eventually picked up her brushes and began to paint again. With each stroke, a mix of exhilaration and anxiety surged through her. Would this time be different? Despite her initial excitement, the insecurities loomed larger than ever, casting shadows over her creative spirit. This internal struggle is one that countless individuals grapple with, often feeling isolated in their doubts while the world around them appears confident and successful. The journey to believe in oneself is far from just a catchy slogan. It represents a profound transformation that demands both courage and commitment. It requires us to confront the often uncomfortable truths about our fears and insecurities, and to embrace the messy, sometimes painful process of self-discovery. For Mia, the first and most crucial step on this journey was self-awareness. She realized that to change her narrative, she needed to dive deep into her thoughts and feelings. So, she began a practice of journaling. Each morning, she would sit in her favorite corner of the room, a cup of tea in hand, and let her thoughts flow onto the pages. At first, it felt daunting. The blank page seemed to taunt her, amplifying her doubts. But as she started to write, something magical happened. She poured out her fears, her worries about not being a real artist, her anxiety over what others might think, and the haunting belief that her art could never reach the standards she envisioned. Through this process, Mia discovered a safe space where she could be entirely honest with herself. Each entry became a cathartic release, a moment where she could confront her inner critic. She began to celebrate not just her achievements, but also her small victories, like completing a sketch or even just finding the courage to pick up her brushes again after a long hiatus. These moments, though seemingly insignificant, became powerful affirmations of her progress. As she continued this practice, Mia came to understand that self-doubt is a universal experience. It is something that everyone faces, regardless of their achievements or outward appearances. This realization shifted her perspective. Instead of viewing her doubts as insurmountable barriers, she began to see them as bridges leading her towards self-acceptance. Each fear, she acknowledged, became a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. With every journal entry, Mia fortified her sense of self-worth. She learned to embrace her imperfections and understand that they were part of her unique journey. The act of writing became not just a tool for reflection, but a means of empowerment. It helped her recognize that vulnerability is not a weakness. Rather, it's a powerful aspect of being human. In acknowledging her feelings, she transformed her self-doubt into self-compassion, allowing herself the grace to grow. Mia's experience exemplifies that the path to self-belief is a continuous process of exploration and understanding. By committing to this journey of self-awareness, she laid the groundwork for a more resilient and confident version of herself. This internal dialogue became a crucial part of her story, illustrating that believing in oneself is not an endpoint, but an evolving journey filled with introspection, growth, and acceptance. As Mia continued to write and reflect, She not only developed a deeper understanding of herself, but also cultivated a profound sense of hope. With each page, she stepped closer to the artist she aspired to be, embracing both her fears and her dreams. It's a reminder for all of us. The road to self-belief is paved with courage, honesty, and the willingness to face our innermost struggles head-on. Next, let's delve into the crucial role that positivity plays in our journey to self-belief. For Mia, this realization was transformative. She understood that the people around her could significantly influence her mindset and confidence. Therefore, she made a conscious decision to curate her circle, choosing to share her artwork with friends who radiated encouragement rather than those who might offer harsh critiques. Imagine the scene. Mia, heart pounding with a mix of excitement and apprehension, invited a small group of her closest friends over for an informal art showcase. As they gathered in her cozy living room, filled with vibrant canvases, she felt a flutter of nervousness. Would they see the beauty in her work? Would they appreciate the emotions she had poured into each piece? As the evening unfolded, something beautiful happened. Her friends, instead of offering critical feedback, showered her with genuine admiration and enthusiasm. They laughed, reminisced about shared memories connected to her art, and expressed how her paintings resonated with their own experiences. Each compliment felt like a warm embrace, bolstering her confidence and rekindling her passion for painting. Their reactions illuminated the potential she had been blind to, reminding her that her art held value beyond her own self-judgment. This experience was a turning point for Mia. She recognized that building a community of support was not just beneficial, it was essential. In a world that often feels overwhelmingly critical, having a network of uplifting individuals can be a lifeline. These friends became her cheerleaders, celebrating her victories, big and small, and reminding her that she wasn't alone in her journey. They shared their own struggles, creating a safe space where vulnerability was welcomed and understood. Mia learned that positivity is contagious. The more she surrounded herself with supportive voices, the more her own inner dialogue shifted. She began to internalize the encouragement she received, transforming her self-doubt into a belief that perhaps just maybe she was capable of achieving her dreams. This shift was powerful. It highlighted the importance of community in fostering resilience and growth. As time went on, Mia expanded her network even further. She joined local art groups and online forums where artists shared their work and experiences. Here, she found a wider community of individuals who were on similar journeys, all striving to overcome their insecurities. In these spaces, they celebrated each other's successes, offered constructive feedback, and shared resources. Mia realized that the act of connecting with others who understood her struggles was not only affirming, but also inspiring. Every time she faced moments of doubt, whether it was a challenging painting or a lack of inspiration, she could reach out to her network for support. Their words of encouragement acted as a reminder of her capabilities, allowing her to navigate through the tough times with renewed strength. In those moments, she learned that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a powerful act of self-care. Building a community that uplifts you is essential, especially when self-belief wavers. Mia discovered that it's about more than just receiving encouragement. It's also about giving it back. As she gained confidence, she found joy in supporting others in their creative endeavors. She became a source of positivity for fellow artists, cheering them on in their moments of vulnerability. This cycle of support not only strengthened her bonds with others, but also deepened her own self-belief. Through this experience, Mia understood that positivity is not just a passive state, it's an active choice we make. By choosing to surround herself with individuals who inspired and uplifted her, she transformed her journey into a vibrant tapestry of shared experiences and mutual encouragement. This realization underscored a vital lesson. In the quest for self-belief, the company you keep can either elevate you or hold you back. And Mia had chosen wisely, embracing a community that fueled her passion and reminded her of her worth every step of the way. Now let's dive into the transformative power of setting realistic goals, a cornerstone of Mia's journey towards self-belief. Initially, the thought of becoming a celebrated artist loomed large in her mind, a distant dream that felt daunting and almost unattainable. She often fantasized about exhibitions, accolades, and recognition, but these lofty aspirations also led to a paralyzing fear of failure. It was easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer scale of her ambitions. One day, during a particularly reflective moment while journaling, Mia had an epiphany. Instead of fixating on the end goal, she realized the importance of breaking her aspirations down into manageable, bite-sized pieces. She embraced the idea of small, achievable milestones, each one a stepping stone on her artistic path. This shift in perspective was revolutionary. It transformed her daunting dream into a series of tangible actions. Mia decided to set a goal of completing one painting each week. This may seem simple, but for her, it was a declaration of intent, a commitment to herself and her craft. Each week, she would select a theme or inspiration, perhaps a vibrant sunset, a beloved pet, or a scene from a cherished memory. With a clear focus, she could immerse herself in the creative process without the pressure of producing a masterpiece every time. This allowed her to reconnect with her passion for painting rather than getting lost in anxiety. As the weeks passed, each completed painting became a celebration of her progress. There was a palpable joy in the act of creation. Mia would step back, admire her work, and marvel at how each piece reflected a part of her journey, her struggles, her triumphs, her emotions. The thrill of finishing a painting filled her with a sense of accomplishment that fueled her creativity even further. With every brushstroke, she felt a boost of confidence, an affirmation that she was indeed an artist. This practice of setting small goals taught Mia that progress often unfolds in tiny, meaningful steps. Each finished piece became not just a work of art, but a milestone to be cherished. Mia began to celebrate these moments, sometimes with a small gathering of friends, other times with a quiet evening of reflection and gratitude. She would hang her paintings in her living space, creating a gallery of her progress. Each piece told a story, and with every new addition, her confidence blossomed. Moreover, Mia discovered that celebrating these milestones was not merely about the act of creating, but also about fostering a sense of community. She began sharing her weekly accomplishments on social media, inviting friends and fellow artists to witness her journey. The responses were overwhelmingly positive. Her friends offered encouragement, shared their own creative milestones, and even inspired her to try new techniques and themes. This connection further motivated her to keep pushing forward, reinforcing the idea that she wasn't alone in her artistic pursuits. As time went on, Mia learned to embrace the imperfections in her work, recognizing that not every painting had to be a masterpiece. Each canvas became a canvas of growth, an opportunity to experiment, make mistakes, and learn. This mindset shift transformed her creative process into a joyful exploration rather than a stressful obligation. The pressure to achieve greatness faded as she realized that every brushstroke contributed to her evolution as an artist. Mia's journey illustrates that setting realistic goals is not just about the end result, it's about the journey itself. By focusing on small, achievable milestones, she cultivated a deeper relationship with her art and herself. She learned to appreciate the beauty in the process, understanding that each step, no matter how small, was a vital part of her growth. This approach not only bolstered her confidence, but also ignited a newfound passion for creativity that would guide her for years to come. In the end, Mia discovered that success is not defined by immediate recognition, but by the joy of continuous learning and self-discovery. Her small goals became a roadmap, guiding her through the ups and downs of her artistic journey. Each painting served as a reminder that progress is often a collection of small victories, and celebrating those moments can ignite a spark that propels us toward our dreams. This valuable lesson not only reshaped her approach to art, but also laid a foundation for a more fulfilling and empowered life. We must also address the incredible power of self-talk, a crucial element in Mia's transformation. For much of her life, Mia had been ensnared by a relentless inner critic. That nagging voice in her head would often echo harsh judgments, reminding her of every perceived failure and imperfection. Thoughts like, "You'll never be good enough," or "What if they laugh at your art?" loomed large, casting a shadow over her creative spirit. This negative self-talk created a cycle of doubt and anxiety, stifling her ability to pursue her passion fully. One day, as Mia reflected on her journey in her journal, she realized that this inner dialogue was a significant barrier to her growth. She came to understand that if she wanted to cultivate self-belief, she needed to change the way she spoke to herself. This was a pivotal moment. It was time to shift her narrative from one of criticism to one of affirmation. Determined to break free from the shackles of self-doubt, Mia decided to start each day with positive affirmations. She crafted a list of phrases that resonated with her, choosing words that would empower and uplift her. Every morning, she would sit in her sunlit living room, the scent of fresh coffee wafting through the air, and recite these affirmations aloud. "I am capable," she would say, allowing the words to sink deep into her consciousness. "My art matters." Each statement felt like a seed planted in the fertile ground of her mind, ready to bloom into confidence and self-acceptance. Initially, it felt strange to voice these affirmations. Doubt still whispered in the background, reminding her of all the reasons why she should be cautious. But as the days turned into weeks, something remarkable began to happen. The more Mia repeated these affirmations, the more she started to believe them. They became a shield against the negative voices that had previously held her captive. With every repetition, she felt a sense of empowerment growing within her, like a gentle flame kindling in the depths of her heart. As Mia embraced this new practice, she noticed a tangible shift in her mindset. The negative self-talk that had once dominated her thoughts began to fade into the background. Instead of spiraling into doubt when faced with challenges, she found herself responding with resilience and optimism. If a painting didn't turn out as she had envisioned, instead of spiraling into criticism, she would remind herself, every artist learns and grows through practice. This new perspective transformed setbacks into valuable lessons, empowering her to keep pushing forward. Moreover, Mia's affirmations extended beyond her artistic pursuits. They began to permeate other areas of her life, fostering a newfound sense of confidence in her daily interactions and decisions. She felt more assertive in expressing her ideas and more comfortable stepping out of her comfort zone. The mantra, "I am capable," became a guiding principle, urging her to take risks she once avoided. Whether it was speaking up in a group discussion or trying a new technique in her painting, she embraced challenges with a sense of excitement rather than fear. Mia also discovered the importance of creating a physical reminder of her affirmations. She began decorating her workspace with uplifting quotes and images that resonated with her journey. Sticky notes adorned her studio walls, each bearing a powerful affirmation. Whenever she felt a wave of self-doubt creeping in, she could glance around and find encouragement in her surroundings. These visual reminders reinforced her commitment to positive self-talk and served as a source of motivation during difficult moments. Over time, Mia's newfound mindset began to ripple out into her relationships. As she learned to speak kindly to herself, she became more compassionate toward others as well. Encouraging her friends, celebrating their successes, and providing support became second nature to her. This positive energy was contagious. Her friendships deepened as they shared in each other's journeys, uplifted by the mutual support they cultivated. In essence, Mia's journey illustrates that self-talk is not merely an internal conversation. It shapes our reality and influences our ability to achieve our goals. By consciously shifting her inner dialogue from criticism to affirmation, she unlocked a powerful tool that transformed her mindset and fortified her self-belief. The simple act of speaking positively to herself became a catalyst for profound change, allowing her to drown out the negative voices that had once dominated her thoughts. Through her practice of positive self-talk, Mia learned that she possessed the strength to shape her narrative. With every affirmation, she dismantled the walls of self-doubt and rebuilt a foundation of confidence and resilience. This transformative journey reminds us all of the profound impact that our inner dialogue can have and the power we hold to redefine our own stories through kindness, encouragement, and unwavering belief in ourselves. Finally, let's delve into the profound concept of embracing failure, a lesson that proved pivotal for Mia on her artistic journey. Like many creatives, Mia had always harbored a deep fear of failure. She often envisioned her artwork as a reflection of her identity, and the thought of creating something that didn't meet her expectations felt like a personal defeat. This anxiety loomed over her every brushstroke, urging her to strive for perfection instead of allowing herself the freedom to explore. One day, filled with excitement and inspiration, Mia sat down to work on a painting that had been dancing in her mind for weeks. She envisioned vibrant colors, dynamic forms, and an emotional depth that she believed could resonate with anyone who viewed it. She poured her heart into the canvas, each stroke infused with passion and anticipation. But when she finally stepped back to assess her work, a wave of disappointment washed over her. The piece looked nothing like the masterpiece she had imagined. Instead of the vibrant expression of joy she envisioned, it felt flat and uninspired. In that moment, frustration bubbled up within her. The inner critic that she had worked so hard to silence reared its ugly head, whispering doubts that she thought she had banished. "You'll never get this right. Why do you even bother?" For a fleeting moment, Mia felt as though her confidence had crumbled. She considered abandoning the painting altogether, throwing it aside like so many other unfinished projects that had come before. But then, as she took a deep breath and examined her feelings, Mia paused. She recognized this moment as a critical juncture. Instead of letting disappointment dictate her response, she decided to reframe the experience. She recalled the affirmations she had been practicing. reminders of her capability and worth as an artist. She asked herself, "What can I learn from this?" This simple question transformed her perspective. Mia began to analyze what had gone wrong. She realized that while the colors she had chosen initially seemed vibrant, they didn't harmonize as she had intended. The composition, too, felt off balance, lacking the dynamic energy she sought. Rather than seeing these flaws as failures, she now viewed them as valuable lessons, insights that could guide her in future creations. Embracing this mindset, Mia picked up her brush again, this time with a sense of curiosity rather than dread. She began to experiment, trying to salvage the piece by adding layers and textures, exploring new techniques she had been hesitant to try. In this process, she rediscovered the joy of creation, freeing herself from the shackles of perfectionism and allowing her instincts to take the lead. Each brushstroke became an exploration rather than a judgment, and with every adjustment, the piece began to take on a life of its own. Mia's experience that day marked a turning point in her relationship with failure. She realized that every setback could serve as a stepping stone toward growth. Each piece of art that didn't turn out as expected became an opportunity to learn something new, to refine her skills, and to deepen her commitment to her craft. Instead of fearing the blank canvas, she now approached it with excitement, viewing it as a space for potential and exploration. As weeks turned into months, Mia continued to embrace failure as a vital part of her artistic journey. She began documenting her experiences in her journal, creating a section dedicated to her learning moments. She noted down every painting that didn't go as planned, reflecting on what she could take away from each. Over time, this practice transformed her mindset further. She learned to celebrate not only her successes, but also her missteps as integral components of her growth. Mia also started sharing her failed pieces with her friends and fellow artists, inviting them into her learning process. To her surprise, they responded with encouragement and admiration. They often shared their own stories of failure, revealing that they too had encountered moments of doubt and disappointment. This camaraderie created a supportive environment where vulnerability was embraced, and it reinforced Mia's belief that failure was a shared human experience, not a solitary shame. Through this journey, Mia discovered that embracing failure didn't just enhance her artistic skills, it fortified her resilience. Each time she faced a setback, she grew more determined, more passionate, and more committed to her craft. Her confidence blossomed, allowing her to take risks she had previously shied away from. She learned that the act of creating was not just about achieving a final product, but also about the exploration, experimentation, and growth that happened along the way. Ultimately, Mia's story serves as a poignant reminder that failure is not the end of the road. Rather, it is a powerful teacher, guiding us through the complexities of our pursuits. Each stumble along the way can be an opportunity for profound learning and growth. When we embrace failure with an open mind, we find ourselves challenged to re-evaluate our approaches, to step outside our comfort zones, and to continuously evolve in our personal and professional lives. Mia's journey illustrates this beautifully. In the beginning, she viewed her artistic endeavors through a lens of fear, believing that each mistake was a definitive judgment on her abilities. However, as she learned to reframe her experiences, she discovered that failure could be a catalyst for transformation. Instead of retreating in disappointment, Mia began to see her missteps as invitations to explore new paths and ideas. Each time a painting didn't turn out as she envisioned, she was encouraged to dig deeper into her creative instincts, experiment with different techniques, and consider fresh perspectives. This shift allowed her to approach her art with renewed vigor, finding joy in the process rather than fixating solely on the outcome. This process of re-evaluation is crucial. It compels us to reflect on what went wrong, to analyze our decisions, and to make informed changes moving forward. For Mia, this meant taking time to dissect each piece that didn't resonate. She would sit quietly with her artwork, contemplating the choices she had made, the colors, the composition, the emotions she intended to convey. This introspection not only honed her technical skills, but also deepened her understanding of her artistic voice. She learned that mistakes are not indicative of a lack of talent, but rather a natural part of the creative process that can lead to greater self-awareness. Furthermore, Mia's experiences encouraged her to experiment boldly. Once she began to see failure as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, she felt liberated to take risks in her art. She started exploring unconventional materials, dabbling in mixed media, and allowing herself to create pieces that might initially seem unorthodox or even intimidating. This willingness to push boundaries transformed her work, infusing it with a raw authenticity that resonated deeply with both her and her audience. The courage to embrace the unknown became a defining feature of her artistic journey, fueling her creativity in ways she had never imagined. Mia's story also underscores the importance of cultivating resilience. In a world that often emphasizes success, the ability to bounce back from setbacks is invaluable. By reframing her perspective on failure, Mia fortified her resilience, understanding that each challenge was not a reason to quit, but a moment to learn and grow. This resilience became a protective shield against self-doubt, allowing her to navigate the ups and downs of her creative journey with grace and determination. Moreover, her commitment to her craft deepened as she embraced this mindset. Rather than seeing art as a means to an end, a potential career or external validation, she began to view it as a lifelong journey of exploration. This shift instilled a sense of purpose in her work, transforming her approach from one of fear and anxiety to one of curiosity and passion. With every failure, she felt more connected to her art and more committed to her evolution as an artist. As Mia progressed, each failure became a stepping stone, paving the way for a richer, more fulfilling artistic journey. Her work evolved alongside her mindset, showcasing her growth, her willingness to experiment, and her unwavering perseverance. With each painting, she told a story, not just of colors and forms, but of resilience, bravery, and the beauty of imperfection. This narrative resonated with others, inspiring fellow artists to embrace their own journeys and see value in their setbacks. Ultimately, Mia's story teaches us that failure is not something to be feared, but rather embraced. It is a powerful force that challenges us to grow, to innovate, and to discover the depths of our capabilities. By fostering a mindset that views failure as a valuable lesson, we cultivate resilience and commitment to our passions. Just as Mia transformed her setbacks into stepping stones, we too can navigate the complexities of our journeys with curiosity, strength, and unwavering perseverance. Through this lens, failure becomes not an endpoint, but a vital part of our story, an integral chapter in our pursuit of growth, creativity, and fulfillment. Mia's journey is a powerful reminder that believing in yourself is an ongoing process filled with ups and downs. It encompasses self-awareness, the nurturing of positive relationships, realistic goal setting, encouraging self-talk, and the courage to embrace failure. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a testament to your strength and potential. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.